Hi, good evening, viewers. Welcome back to another edition of Northeast Today live session. And it's been quite a while, so how are you all? How have you been? Do type in and let me know, okay? Well, we have a guest today who's a serial entrepreneur, which is to say that he is exceptionally creative and who does come up with new business ideas and put them into practice and like set up new ventures. So, it is Rewaj Chettri for you all today from Sikkim, and you. He is the CEO of northeastorigins.com, and now you're going to want to ask me what is it. So stay with us and stay through the program. You would know, and it's really interesting. So let us welcome him. Hi, Rewaj.
Hi, Tenzing. Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Everyone who's watching Northeast today. It's good. It's
Yeah.
so good to be here, talking to all of you all.
Yeah, and we are honored. We are so honored to have you. And I've been checking on your work, and it's so impressive at such a young age. Oh my God, you've been doing really, really well. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, as tradition goes, like before we start off with the questions, we always start with the intro video. So I would like to show the intro video to our viewers.
Thank you.
Rewaj Chettri is the founder and CEO of Northeast Taxi, established in the year 2013. He earned his degree at Northeastern Regional Institute of Science and Technology, Papumpare, Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. He is from the beautiful state of Sikkim and currently is residing in Gangtok, which is the capital city of the state. He is experienced with a demonstrated history of working in leisure, travel and tourism industry. He is skilled at event planning, leisure travel, customer service, marketing, strategy and hospitality industry. He is a strong business development professional with a Bachelor of Science BSc focused in forestry from Northeastern Regional Institute of Science and Technology, Papumpare, Itanagar. His Any Taxi has provided beyond the regular travel routes. Those who have already visited might acknowledge having had a little trouble commuting, since most parts in the region are enveloped by hilly terrains, making it kind of difficult for infrastructural facilities like rail or airways. Well, not without leveling away the huge magnanimous stretch of the hills, Mr. Rewaj Chettri has understood this and made it easy to commute around the state and to other seven sisters with absolute ease and comfort. He runs a travel agency based in Gangtok that provides rental car service known as Northeast Taxi, helping people to go anywhere in the whole of the Northeast, with an inspiration to provide the best transport services in the entire Northeast region. The idea came to his mind during his college days in Northeast Regional Institute of Science and Technology, known as NERIST, where he was doing his BSc in forestry. According to him, the problem was that there were taxi services in the Northeast, but nothing was very well organized. He wanted to start something that does not just provide easy commuting, but also in a systematic manner, and more important, with rides that could be tracked. His name has been listed in the Forbes magazine recently. A serial entrepreneur, Rewaj Chettri, studied forestry in college, has launched over 38 enterprises. Northeast Taxi is currently operational in 4 countries: India, Nepal, Bhutan and Sri Lanka. During the pandemic, he started Northeast Origins, which is an e-commerce for Northeast India products. Currently, his startup Northeast Origins is enabling hundreds of micro businesses in Northeast India to sell their products online. He has presented TEDx Nerist on his journey, which is a program of local, self-organized events that bring people together to share a TEDx-like experience. At a TEDx event, TED Talk videos and live speakers combine to spark deep discussion and connection in a small group. And it is because of him the state of Sikkim has shown the way to deal with such constraints by creating a startup atmosphere despite problems owing to locational remoteness, lack of proper infrastructure and communication bottlenecks. Northeast Today wishes Rewaj the very best in life and may you journey into new ventures where angels fear to tread. For glory comes to those who dare to put their dreams into action. And who else can validate this better than Rewaj, who's living his dreams?
Hi, Rewaj. Did you
Hi,
like
hi.
it?
Yeah, I really love it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's a whole team effort, a lot of effort goes into making those intro videos more than the questionnaire and everything else.
Yeah.
Wow,
Thank you so
and
much.
Forbes Forbes magazine. Wow, that's such a great. I mean, like it must have been such a proud moment for you. What was your parents' reaction to that?
I think mostly it's like we don't have that much awareness about what Forbes is, and
Yeah.
so I was pretty excited like about getting listed on under 30 in Forbes, but other than that, like it was just like we are still new to this entire business world, and like we are still getting used to what different platforms are. So like
Mhm.
so my mom was really happy that oh, what happened, but nobody understood what the quantum was, like as in to something like that.
Yeah, I get that. And it's so surprising that you were here in Neris, right?
Yeah.
So so awesome. Like how was it? Like how did you feel? And like did you like it here in Arunachal?
I actually loved it, and I think nearest is the like is the place where my journey started as an entrepreneur. So I started any taxi when I was there in college. Like I used
Hmm.
to hustle a lot right from my college days. Where so I went for a small trip to Bomdila towards Tawang.
Oh my God, I'm from Bomdila.
Oh. Yeah.
See, all the good things that happened here. Huh.
Yeah, so I went to Bomdila and like while I was traveling and I couldn't reach Tawang, but I went to Bomdila and I stayed in a very beautiful place out there.
Hmm.
So that property was not there online, like as in like when I was looking for hotels and all, I couldn't find a lot of good properties in Bomdila, and I went out there and I saw a beautiful property and I proposed the owner that I want to run your place, and you don't need to give me anything. I'll bring customers to you.
Hmm.
Just give me 30% of that. So that is how my journey began as an entrepreneur, taking risk, doing something which even I wasn't comfortable about. And I think rest is I'm still learning, but Arunachal has actually helped me shape who I am today, because I think the college I was in nearest, it's also called mini Northeast because you have people from across Northeast in one campus.
Yeah.
So that gave me a lot of ideas about Northeast taxi, and I think that is the foundation for me about like being more affectionate about Northeast and uh, being being an entrepreneur and also very focused towards the region. So I think the foundation happened when I was in nearest.
Yeah, and it's like though we are localites here, even we find going to places like Neris like really far, and the commutation problem that you had mentioned. I mean, I get that so well. If you don't have your own personal cars, it becomes a little difficult, right? And it becomes expensive to hire taxis.
Yeah. So even I think when I was in college, the ideal transport was tempo to from
Yeah.
Nimi to Naharlagan. So and then the sumo to sumo to Itanagar and stuff. So I think there was a big challenge and also a gap. What I saw was that a lot of people wanted to travel to Northeast, but like they couldn't find an option. So like that insight came to me when I was running this hotel, when I was helping them market. So during that time, a lot of people were asking me for taxis. So then I wondered that why are they not going to a taxi company and stuff. Then I realized that there's no taxi company in Northeast like which is proper, and which actually caters to tourists, right? Because most of the traditional travel agent wanted to do it with hotels and taxi and like flight, everything together. So we wanted to break it down, and I think that is why we named ourselves Northeast Taxi, and even see like even it being a very generic word like Northeast and taxi, we could channelize, and we could put our energies together and actually shape a very good market. So yeah, I always tell people that I'm born, brought up, educated, working, and like whatever I've done, it's from the Northeast, and rest is I'm just trying to learn from my experiences.
Well, you've learned and you've actually delivered and in action like so much at this young age. I'm sure you'll go really, really ahead. And like I said, we wish you the really, really best. And the name Northeast Taxi, it's so relatable and it feels close to home. I'm so glad that you chose that name because most of the people they're trying to keep names like they imitate names from like I don't know from other places. So it felt so good to hear. It's like Northeast Taxi, and it's like we get instantly that pride feeling. So that comes.
Yeah.
So, Rewaj, tell me about your education. Like where did you study and your childhood, and we would like to know more about you.
Yeah. So I studied I studied in a very small school in Gantok. My primary education. It's called Mickey's International School. It's in Deurali.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
till class 2 I was there, and after that I went to Holy Cross School from 2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Gantok, and from class 5 I shifted to a different town, Kalimpong, which is in West Bengal. So
Yeah.
I stayed in boardings for from class 5 to class 10 in Rockwell Academy. Very good
Oh my
school.
God.
And
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Like you're from Rockwell.
yeah.
I'm also from Rockwell. And this is such an honor. I hope our headmaster's watching this. I had no idea, Reward. This is such a good news. And I did see when I was checking out your FB page, I did see Pradhan sir like in your
Yeah.
friend list. But I just thought like, he's a very popular man and it must be related to you or something like that. But I had no idea you were from Rockwell.
Yeah. So
Like,
I was there from class 5 to class 10, and
mm-hmm,
uh, and then from class 11 and 12 I came back. I did my plus 2 from a school named Saddam Senior Secondary School, very
uh-huh,
very excellent government school, from where I passed out in bioscience. And then
mm-hmm,
I was just looking for different colleges and stuff, and then Northeast nearest popped up, and then I
mm-hmm.
gave my exam for I think it's called NEE. Like I forgot the exam's name also. Nearest entrance exam,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, and then I got through, and I chose forestry for
Mm-hmm,
like a 4 year course. I completed my forestry from Nearest. Nearest is, I think, one of the most excellent environment where you learn a lot, and where you can thrive. So I was very fortunate to be there, and I think there could have been no better college where I could have gone. So I think everything that has happened so far is meant to be. So that way, because today, if you ask me, if you give any place in Northeast, like I'll always know someone out there. And I think the foundation of that started from Nearest, because there were a lot of people, and right from Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram. I have my friends everywhere. And also I think a lot of culture which I learned about Northeast started from there, because
mm-hmm,
Nearest is you have festivals every week, right? Like maybe a Manipuri
Yes.
Mizo festival, or maybe a Naga festival, and we had holidays in every festival time, and and everyone used to come together, celebrate. So I think I was very fortunate to be there and also get my education. So that has been my education so far. But I think that the most important education starts once you pass out from college. I came back to
Mm-hmm.
Sikkim, and I started full time. I actually started when I was in second year in nearest, but after I came back, I was more focused and I was doing it full time. So that way I learned a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
failed. I think I failed more than the success you hear. I think the failures are unheard, and that has been most of my life so far. So, and I think I don't like. It's not that anybody wants to fail, or you should want that, but you should always be ready about the consequences that comes when you start. Yeah. So a lot of learning that I have had so far.
Yeah, that was my going to be my next question, the struggles. Everyone knows about the success stories and wants to follow, but then the struggles is something like you don't really get to hear about it. And today I just wanted, our viewers to know about your, like, if there's something you would want to share, like the struggle days, and it must have been really, really difficult. Like how did you pull through so well? I mean, like Forbes under 30, yeah, it's a big deal. And I'm so proud. It's from Rockville. And please do share this video with our headmaster. Okay, I mean he needs to see this. Actually, I haven't told him that I've been working with the media house. I didn't get a chance. I thought I'll meet him personally and then tell him. But this is he's gonna be so proud of us.
Yeah. So uh, I think struggle is something that really builds a person.
Hmm.
um, a lot of failures that came very early in my life, as in right after my college. I was actually, I started a commercial laundry in Gangtok, and I failed big time, where I took a loan and started, and then had to sell in almost at nothing, right? So that actually put a lot of burden on me at very early stage. But that also helped me learn that failures is actually a part of your journey, and that helped me build myself in much more stronger way. So
Hmm.
so more than that, I think it's constantly failing, learning and unlearning, and then this is a process that everyone has to go through. So I think I have failed, and the struggles are always there, but at the same time, we should always enjoy our journey. Always be focused, always you need to trust the process, right?
Hmm.
Even though if there is a failure in between, but towards the end, there will always be something great waiting for you. So I believe in that, and I'm moving towards it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And one of my first questions is like you said, you discovered that there was a problem with commutation and the taxis and all like that. And I often see people here wanting to start the things that you just you've done so well. But the first problem to like when private taxis want to start, it's the taxi stands and the unions. They come up and they raise a whole lot of issue, and it becomes a problem. Like, did you ever face those kind of problems, and how did you deal with it?
I think I was too young to fight with anyone then, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe we are totally in our thought process that. So I was just 19 when I started. So I moved in very sly to
Mm-hmm.
this sector. Where and today it's virtual, right? You basically don't know who the owner is and how it's operated, right? So that really added to the advantage of not having any rift with any taxi company or any association. But yeah, but at the same time, there were small challenges where when I was in college, and when I used to run my company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I used to work with different travel
Mm-hmm.
agents or different taxi vendors, where they used to handle, or they used to collect money from the customer, right? And
Mm-hmm.
many cheated on me, and many never paid me back, right? So there were
Yeah.
this kind of challenges which came in, and which over the period of time I could sort it out,
Mm-hmm.
because like when you're in college and when you're starting, you don't even have a bank account to share it to a customer, right? So those were the challenges, initial challenges that I had, very very small, very real, and like where
Demotivating, right?
yeah. So but I always knew that I wanted to do this. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to express my freedom in actually doing things that I love. So nothing could stop me, from pursuing what I actually wanted.
Definitely. I mean, for those people who are inspired by Rewaj and want to do something like him, I think you need to go virtual, like he said, and you need to be you'll have problems definitely, but then it's how you handle it, and Rewaj has done that so beautifully. By the way, viewers, if you have any questions or just simple comments or just want to greet him, please do text, and we'll check and reply and respond as and when we can in between the show. And meanwhile, you also said, Rewaj, that you actually graduated from forestry. You did forestry, right? And then now you are into entrepreneurship. I mean, why the change of heart?
Uh, uh, to be very honest, I actually wasn't sure what I would do when I opted to go and study forestry. Like, I was still confused, and I think I was still young, and most of us,
Mhm.
when we are at that age, when we are just going to college, we're actually not sure that, okay, what we are going to study is what who we actually want to become, right? But after I reached college, then my journey actually started. So after but once I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and once I actually knew that I wanted, there was no hesitation from like coming back or applying for a government job, or going for civil service, like doing IFS. So that was never. So once I knew that entrepreneurship is that something that I want to pursue further, there was no looking back. But I think we always constantly, uh, right when we are from school or college, we are very confused in what we want to do in life, right? So even I was confused. So forestry, but I think I learned a lot. I learned a lot about Northeast, because Northeast is, again, like, if you see, like how we say that our body is covered by 95% water, right? So Northeast
Water.
is, again, covered by more than 70 to 80% of forest. So you need to know the forest if you want to know Northeast. So that way, I think a lot of perspective came in. Like today, like even if you see how our dependency towards forest is, maybe bamboo or maybe non-timber forest products, right? So
Hmm.
that has always been a core towards Northeast. So forestry is something I think I thoroughly enjoyed. Learning a lot about Northeast and the forest out here. So there has never been that, oh, I maybe I could have done BBA, MBA, or maybe I could have opted for some other course. I've never thought of that, because like, I think it's all part of the process of who you are going to become over a period of time.
Right, right. I totally agree. I mean, and oh, okay. That's really interesting. So, you started with 38. I read somewhere the 38 enterprises and startups. Like, I didn't really get it. Like, can you explain to our viewers in detail? Like, 38?
So actually, it's yeah, I'm like, I was once a hustler, like, as in any idea that comes to me, right? So normally what we
Mm-hmm.
do with ideas, we just think over it, scratch over it, right? So me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I was that kind of person, I think. In my early days, if my friends would know me, Like I
Mm-hmm.
used to be that person where like maybe in every 6 months, 7 months, you get a new page invite that Rewaj has invited you to like his page XY.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 So,
Okay.
so, so I was that person for a very long time, and I think a lot of
Uh,
my friends got irritated because of that. So,
yeah,
like
एक
I
दो बार like कर देगा कितना 38 times is a way too much, yeah.
and a lot of friends have actually been very humble to actually like all my pages and like congratulate me for
I
everything.
will do that too now. Yeah, yeah.
and and so I've already received all the congratulations I can possibly receive, right? And like this day, suppose if I have to post about maybe like suppose if I post about XYZ, like I'm not the one who will go, like who is going to get any more congratulations. So I've already received my share of
Yeah,
congratulations
it's
from.
like yeah, because it's like they congratulate and they're happy for you, but like kitna kare hai, right? है ना? But I guess they need to know that he's going to come up with more. And honestly, like it really describes the serial entrepreneur, the description of you so beautifully. And I had to look it up actually. I had to Google, and when I like the meaning, and then after that I checked for examples of who a serial entrepreneur could be, and this is going to really flatter you. Okay, like it's going to make you feel so good because it showed the likes of Elon Musk and Steve Jobs. So, and then Rewaj Chettri out there. Oh my God, that's such a big deal. So you should continue. And some of us,
but
like,
but
yeah, if
but
you
but,
said,
but, yeah,
yeah.
but at the same time, like I have met Mary with myself, as in
Mm-hmm,
any origin. So see, like I did any taxi for a very long time. Like it's 8 years, right? I started in 2013, and
mm-hmm,
I'm still
mm-hmm,
I'm still doing it. So that way like actually I never thought that I would, like, I'm again going to build something very seriously after any taxi, right? Then any origins happen, then like it just gave me that boost, that uh picture abhi baki hai kind of thing, right? So like
ha, ha.
there are more to come. But now I'm really in that zone where I really feel that my grinding period is over. I want to build something very,
No.
yeah.
Maybe
So I want to,
I
yeah.
would like to think, I'd like to think that's you are in the incubation period, and you'll come up with something really, really like like explosive, like kind of invention. And you're a Rockwellite. Come on, you cannot say that. I need to see more.
Yeah. But
Was
see, like,
Mr. Sampson? Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
yeah. So at the same time, like if you see like when you start so many ventures, and like when you actually have learned so much, right? And
Mm-hmm.
finally now I feel that I need to do something significant. It's not about success anymore, right? And like for me,
Mm-hmm.
any origins is my significance. So I want to make this significant. I want to touch people's life with this. And I think the why I enjoy any origins is also because I have always proclaimed that my purpose in my life is to empower people, right? So any origins gives me that authority, or gives me basically like my purpose and my passion meets, because for me I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship, but also when it comes to purpose, I think empowering people has always been my purpose. So I really like. I recently was traveling in to Nagaland. I met so many people,
Mm-hmm.
like so many enterprising people, and that actually brings me joy, right? Meeting people and talking about, and today I'm creating a platform where people can come in, and people like it's basically a marketplace where people can come and sell their products, and people from outside they can buy their products. And today we are constantly thinking, like even today with my team, we are constantly trying to think what better can we do to help a particular entrepreneur sell their products more, or like how can we work on how can we basically help them add some
Mm-hmm.
value to their journey. So Any Origins has been a very perfect kind of startup where I'm very happy. At the same time, like I want to do more for them, and that has like for example, my previous startups didn't allow me to basically also fulfill my purpose, right? So Any
Mm-hmm.
Origins is something which allows me, so that way I really feel very connected. And I think most of us, like most of the entrepreneurs, want to always have their passion and purpose together. And once that happens, I think the magic starts to create. So I'm in a very I'm in that stage where I'm very content, and I'm very content, and I really feel good about what I'm doing today.
Oh my God, that's the, I mean, it's in the wish list of everybody. A lot of people are working, but because they're getting paid well, but they're not really enjoying it. And you're making a lot of difference. You're getting paid, and then you are satisfied, and like, it's what more can anyone want? And like, really proud of you, Rewaj. And I also wanted to know, like, uh, you said about Any Origins, and it gives you that these satisfaction, the thing that you wanted, right? So in case you've been doing a lot, but a lot of people, they don't know, a lot of entrepreneurs and startups, like if from the Northeast, if they want to reach out to you, and like how do they get in touch? And like, can you tell us a little more about it? Like, do you do it once in a year, or how's it?
So actually, I'm already connected to a lot of entrepreneurs in Northeast. Otherwise, I'm on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, I'm on Instagram, or I'm always free to have conversation with anyone, any entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And Any Origins is actually a platform, like it's a website where you can go and sell and buy Northeast products, very specific
Mm-hmm.
to Northeast. We are also trying to bring together a lot of things, a lot of like we are trying to galvanize a lot of resource towards Northeast. We are also trying to actually see, for example, a lot of things that we don't know is that Northeast is not a region. Like how we see how a person from Bombay or how a person from Delhi will see is Northeast is a region, like one region, Northeast, kya tum Northeast se ho kind of thing, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
but but then again, if you see Northeast has 8 states, right? Sometimes we just talk about seven sisters and we forget the new state that has
Brother.
joined. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
uh, and if you go in, like if you dive in much more deeper, then
Mm-hmm.
the magic happens. Like there are more than 200 different tribes in Northeast India, right? So
Mm-hmm.
every tribe needs to be represented very well, and sometimes, like for me staying in Sikkim, I might not know about a tribe in Arunachal, or I might not know about a tribe in Nagaland. So that way, I think there's a lot of learning for even ourselves within Northeast, and also a lot of education that needs to happen outside Northeast, right? So Any Origin, like we believe in that, and that is our foundation on how we can represent Northeast the best possible way. But again, like we are trying to learn our way in how we can basically, for example, every product from the Northeast has a story behind it, right? Like for example, if you see a product like very popular right now, Lakadang turmeric, and it comes from a place called
Yes, I
Lakadang,
did see.
right?
Yes, I saw
So,
the
so that,
promos. Yeah.
yeah, so that way, like it comes from a particular region, and like it comes from Lakadong. But today Lakadong turmeric is even grown in Sikkim, or Lakadong turmeric is grown like even in other places, right? But that doesn't become a Lakadong turmeric. For example, Sikkim has their own product, Dalle, like it's a round
Kursani.
chili. Yeah,
Yeah, I grew up eating that. Yep.
and it's grown in this region, right? Suppose tomorrow if you take Dalle Korsani and grow it in Meghalaya, like it doesn't work out. So that way, like we are trying.
I totally get that. I'm so sorry to cut you, but I because the Lake Kusani, that the seeds were brought even in Arunachal, and it's available in the market. But the taste that I get from Darjeeling or Kalimpong, it's just not the same. So I
Yeah,
so get you when you say that.
Yeah, so for us, so we are a marketplace, like we are a total tech platform. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
anyone can buy and sell product, but we try to scrutinize about, like for us, value and ethics is very important, and traceability is something that we work on. We don't want to sell a product which doesn't come from a particular region, so that way we are limiting ourselves to this region, and trying to market it across the country, and also very soon we are like applying to ship it across the globe. So the entire idea is taking Northeast to the world, as simple as that.
And yeah, I mean, now I get it. Like, what more better contribution than that, right? It's like, uh,
Actually, you can order dalle chili from this region right at your doorstep, from our platform. So that is how it
yeah,
works.
I actually tried. Vivito's coffee is also there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
after the interview, we checked out. So like like we could get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm. So and it's from him because now, like as I'm talking to you, I remember him asking me, "Do you know any origins?" Like, and I said no. So now it's like I'm putting two and two together, and it's like, oh God, it was Rewaj's website.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I also saw that you have actually been like, uh the it is the Northeast Taxi, right? In Bhutan and Sri Lanka and
Yeah.
Nepal. I mean,
Yeah.
there were four countries. I mean, wow. I mean, like, how did you do it? And like, how did you even collaborate? I mean,
So I think for every startup, once you
mm-hmm,
know your SOPs, right? Once you have a system in place, once you know what you basically need. For us, it took us, I think, 6 years to actually figure out what the business was
mm-hmm,
all about, and it took us 2 years to scale. So that way, it's always a journey where, like, you need to figure out what your SOPs are, like what is the key ingredient in the entire business, like what do you actually need to scale this up, right? And once we were done with that, like, we could just rapidly scale ourselves. So uh, so uh, like uh, like we were learning the entire tourism market for 6 years, and in 2 years, for example, for right from knowing where your tourists are coming from, like, for example, uh, today, if you search for Pokora taxi, or like if you go to Google and look for taxis in Nepal, like you will still find us. So that way, I think, it actually helped us shape the entire market, and also, like, we could learn what we could do, like, for example, how we could get our customers, like finding a niche, that we are a holiday taxi company. That actually shaped us, that okay, when a person is planning for a holiday, what are they looking for, right? They are looking for hotels, they are looking for taxis, and they are looking for flights and stuff, right? So hotels today, you can directly book it online from any platform like Make My Trip, GoIBibo, for any of your vacation. Like, similarly, you can also book flights from, like, any of the company, like Ease My Trip. So there are so many platforms, but for a taxi for a vacation, there was no platform as such. For example, if you want to go to Shimla for a week, right? You didn't book
mm-hmm.
an Ola for a week. So what you normally do is you take a normal travel agent. So we just wanted to create a platform where people could actually book a taxi for vacations. So that is the space we wanted to fill in.
Right, right. Uh, so I had also seen a video of you, and I had certain questions. So I have the video with me. So can I show it to our viewers, and then, like, so that they can relate to the questions?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Rewaj Chettri and I am the founder and CEO of Any Taxi. Welcome to a day in my life.
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States help me God.
Like in today's date, I think the pace of entrepreneurship or people wanting to opt entrepreneurship has grown over time. But understanding who entrepreneurs are and what entrepreneurship is, like I think it's a challenge which us being ecosystem builder face, because people have that glamorous kind of thing for entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs. But like if you see the entrepreneurs who are on ground working, struggling day and night, like it's not so glamorous in that case, because you just need to you need to be built out of different components. Like you need to have managerial skills, you need to have the capacity to take on pressure, you need to have patience, you need to have determination, you need to be a hardworking person, you need to know how to handle the finance, you need to know how to handle people, you need to be a motivator, you need to so it's a wholesome package to be an entrepreneur. And I think entrepreneurs who are aspiring today to be one needs to basically try different things and compile. I think it's like it doesn't come from day one that okay you get to know how to handle everything, but with time you should always look forward in managing different things and different issues that comes to you, and maybe with time you need to get better in like whatever you do. My plan is to be the household name for holiday taxis across the country and maybe the subcontinent with next 5 years. So that's the plan with any taxi. Other than that, I personally want to empower more people in the state in terms of giving them more opportunities, trying to create different avenues and providing them and facilitating them in different sectors. And also we are planning a regional wide the entire northeast, like there are different entrepreneurs coming on board together to basically come together and uplift the entire generation of entrepreneurs. So that is what I see doing in next 5 years.
So today was a very tiring day. After I think I reached office around 10 and it's around 5:30 and I just left the office and I'm heading to town for a brisk walk because it was a very stressful day. And today in the office there are a few things what we worked on: operation streamline, sales streamline, and also account streamline, and how so we have recently started customer support team.
Oh.
Rewaj, so my question from out of that video is, it starts with John F. Kennedy's swearing in oath. Like, why? I mean, like, is there anything behind it? Why was that chosen out of all?
Like I really find it very powerful, as in like it holds a lot of power, right? Like when you actually listen to that quote, that somebody like taking that like we consider US president is one of the most powerful position a person can have like in this earth, right? So that way, like also how as an entrepreneur, like we like we are basically the master and the slave of our own organizations, right? For example, I'm in my office right now and I'm the last person, and a lot of times I'm the last person who leaves the office and I'm actually the first person who comes to the office, right? And so that way, if you see, like we are always the master and the slave at the same time of our own organization, of our own ideas, and of what we want to build. So I think a lot of inspiration comes from this. Like I really find this very powerful, like whenever I listen this. So I wanted that to be part of the video, like and we had that as an intro for our video.
Right, right. I get you. Some pictures, some videos, I mean, they forever ever become like really dear. And no matter how much time passes, I mean, those videos and pictures still like manage to captivate our thoughts and imagination. So I get it. Like, why? Okay, that was beautiful, by the way.
There's one more video or one more thing that I love is the Apple advertisement, like which came out that uh, like how like it's a very old ad.
Mm-hmm.
I think Steve Jobs was also like he was part of building that, like where he dedicated I think the Macintosh for dreamers and like for change makers, and how he played that video, and even Mahatma Gandhi's picture is there in that video, and even I really find that very powerful, right? That these are the people who actually shift or change our thought process, or even take the entire generation to move to next. For example, today, Facebook or internet have actually moved us into a whole different direction, right? So I think this kind of people actually shape how the world becomes for the next 100 years, or like it actually shifts the entire focus or entire generation to a different thing, right? So I really find like these two very powerful. Yeah, and
I did see some videos. I don't know if it's the same that we see. I mean, uh, many viewers may also be confused about that Apple one. So is it that for some people, just it's just the apple falling on their head, and for some people, it really like it strikes them about it's about gravity, and they start correlating. So you're trying to say that, right?
no, no. There's
No.
a very powerful Apple's advertisement.
So please
Um,
do explain for our viewers and me too.
yeah. So I think Apple. So that video was played during the launch event,
Mm-hmm.
where Apple as a company was trying to dedicate their new product to basically change makers, entrepreneurs, thinkers, and to basically the people, right, who change our thought process in everyday life, and basically shifts the entire the entire human race to a whole different level. Like for example, how Apple has shifted us, right? So Apple, I think, wanted to relate to that. So even Mahatma
Okay,
Gandhi
okay.
actually shifted
Mm-hmm.
how we think about a lot of things, right? So that was the video, and whenever like I always share that in during the World Entrepreneurs Day, that because I have shared that a long time back on Facebook, and it always comes in, right? So I really think, and I like people who are watching this show today, like there might be a lot of entrepreneurs, there might be a lot of people who are change makers, right? So even in our small towns, even in our small state, whatever we are trying to do is we're trying to change, we are trying to build, we are trying to bring in that energy, that how we do things today. We want to change that tomorrow, right? Like we want it to be better. So cheers to everyone who is watching today.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for all the hustlers out there, for all those people who are dreaming, it's like keep dreaming, and the failure is just part of the deal, right? I mean, like morning comes night, night comes then morning. I mean, it has to be there. It's a part of it. If you give up, because I see here, Rewaj, I see a lot of my friends starting up like really small businesses. I'm not saying that it's small as per se, but then um, even for the small things they think a lot, and just one failure really demotivates them. And like Rivat
Yeah.
said, it took him at least 8 years to actually start making it a success and start delivering. So it's like usually most of the businesses, when you start, it takes at least 3 years, 4 years, or for some even 5 years to actually show some result. And if you're just going to give it up in one year, or like in a month, then that would be your fault, and not the business. So it takes
Yeah.
time to fructify, friends. And do send in questions if you have any, and anything that you want to ask. And anyways, his Facebook, like he said, like he's always available if you have any queries. And those of you who want to market your products, and all, you can always reach out to him. And Rivaj, so I saw in the video, like we couldn't show the whole video because it's 8 minutes, right? So we did not have that that much of time, and so we had to crop it. So I saw that, like, you begin your day with, of course, tea or coffee. That was, I'm not sure, but then you were cooking too. So, like, do you cook your meals yourself?
I love cooking, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
uh, not every day. Like, but when I was like, I think the entire first lockdown, I stayed alone
Mm-hmm.
and I cooked for myself. The entire second lockdown, I stayed alone and I cooked for myself. There was a day when I made momo all by myself and had all by
Oh,
myself, which I actually believe that momo is a meal that you share, right? But there was a
you
craving
ate
that I
alone.
wanted. I actually made
You ate up
right?
all alone.
But also I need more, right? So
Okay. All right. And you also said about, like, it all looks so glamorous, but then it isn't. And it's really hard. You have to, being the boss can be difficult. You have to manage, you have to have managerial skills and all. Can you tell our viewers a little about it? Like, what are the difficulties that you have sometimes with your staffs? And sometimes some can have problems like not reporting in time. And how do you manage with all of those details?
yeah, so I think see like you need to have a good managerial skill is also that whenever we are running a startup, right? It's not a game. It's real, right? So like we are actually dealing with real people. We're actually doing real things, where you are very much accountable about, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me it was a phase where I was in college, and
Mm-hmm.
I suddenly became an entrepreneur. And
Mm-hmm.
after I came back from college, I started hiring people, right? And my first hire was somebody who was elder to me, right? And like I wasn't even willing to take a risk to hire my first employee. Like I was like, I'll give you this much, but if you want more, you need to make more, right? So I wasn't
Okay.
even confident about myself when I hired my first team member. So then the person joined, and like I don't know how he convinced himself, and he joined. And then I think the first leap of faith is always difficult for us. The first thing that you do will always be difficult, but after that, I think it was just part of the process. I thoroughly enjoyed hiring people, meeting new people, learning from them, learning from good experience, learning from bad experience from different people, and then just growing myself, just scaling myself, putting myself into different shoes at different time, and sometimes trying to change my entire company, like being very friendly, and then again shifting it to being very professional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having a company policy, HR, everything, making and breaking is always part of the process, right? Because like we constantly learn. And right
Right.
now, like in any origins, I'm just hiring friends. For example, I'm just asking my friends to join me, and now it's again I'm trying to experiment new things, learn new things, learn from my experiences, trying to do something. Like I don't want to fail doing the same thing twice, right? I'm happy
Right.
failing, trying out new things. So
Mm-hmm.
even right now, I think I'm still learning, but a lot from
Mm-hmm.
my. But see, after every time I fail, I learn something
Mm-hmm.
very strong, and I don't try to fail again on that. So that actually pushes you towards failing less and making it
Mm-hmm.
better.
Yeah, it needs thorough research, right, to avoid too many failures. You need to do a lot of thorough
Yeah.
research and survey also. I get that. And uh, like, do you think, like, when you started in Northeast, like, you wanted to become an entrepreneur, and you know that Northeast, especially development infrastructure, can be a big problem. And for young entrepreneurs as you, like, there are no ready references. You have to start really from scratch with no guidance at all. So was that a blessing or a curse? I mean, like, what would you say to that?
I think, see, like, to be very honest, like, my first startup was a printer, right? I was in nearest
Mm-hmm.
block D. My room number was, I
Uh-huh.
think, 26, and I used to print from there. Like, many of my friends would know me. How I used to hustle is, I had a printer, and for projects and like if somebody, like, I knew that. In the beginning of the session, timetable will
Mm-hmm.
sell the best, right? And towards the end, it's different project and assignment, and so I knew my market, right? And that is how I started, right? And after that, I just, like, I never used to buy cartridges. I used to refill it with my hand, and like there used to be ink all over my hand, right?
Yes.
And I just used to refill it that way, and I hustled my way. Even if my college friends would remember, like, I used to
Mm-hmm.
we used to have this festival called Sona Beast, like, which used to be the biggest festival in our college, right? And uh,
Okay.
and 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 I think in one of the festival, uh, I actually opened a stall where I used to sell momos and different fast food, and I also mixed. So in Sikkim you get squash. The orange squash and passion fruit squash and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I actually mixed it with water, and
Uh-huh.
I sold it in my college fest. Like, I think it was 40 or 50 rupees cup. So that is how I made my seed money, right? I hustled to make my seed money, and with that I used to again invest in back to any taxi and trying to scale that up, right? So that has been a process, and I always think that starting small is always a blessing. Like, if you start small, yeah, because there is less risk involved, and gradually
Mm-hmm.
scale that up, right? It may be in
Mm-hmm.
form of the same business, or like sometimes you might shift to a different sector, and then you might want to scale that. But it's, I think, part of the journey. But I thoroughly enjoyed my entire journey, and I'm today proud that like, I opened a stall, I sold this, and I printed, because I did everything out of hard work, out of
Mm-hmm.
uh, like, I always knew that I wanted to become something, right? But I never knew what. So
Mm-hmm.
that uh, I think that just switched, and that just changed over a period of time for me.
Hats off to you, Rewaj. I mean, this is one thing I've seen. Those people who have made it big, and those people who have never made it, is this is the difference. I mean, those people who really make it big, it's like they are just willing to do about anything. I mean, no work is too small or too big for them. They do anything, and that's what I really, really admire. And I look up to people like you, Rewaj. And I've also seen like people, especially from Sikkim and Nagaland, especially guys. They're so much into cooking, and a lot of people. A lot of guys, I would say, are not very comfortable cooking or telling that they cook, But then, the moment what really clicked for me is the moment your video starts, and I see that you're doing so well in spite of that. Like, you chose to, like, cook for yourself, and that's so nice. And you said throughout COVID you were cooking, and what more awesome. And I think like cooking, it's no big deal. Yeah, I mean, you need to cook for your own self, for your own survival. I mean, it's not even a choice, it's a necessity, right?
No, yeah, I think it's how we take it is cooking is a gender role. I think that should be changed, right? It's not a gender role.
Exactly.
For example,
It's like,
uh,
yeah, both the genders are eating, so both need to cook, right? If someone doesn't cook, then like I get it why you're not cooking, but then it's a basic necessity. I see some students coming back home, like, they go to college and they say like why, and when we ask them why, it's like because they could not adjust to the food from mainland, which is really oily, they say. So it's like, then why weren't you cooking? And then the answer is like, I don't know how to cook. And that's why you came back, you left your college and you came. It makes no sense to me at all. Okay, I do see some comments popping up. Would you like to read them right now? I think there are some questions too.
yeah, wow, amazing, great. by Rohit
Yeah.
Smita Upadhyay.
Okay.
Thank you, Nasik. Oh,
Okay.
thank you, Sachin.
Great. Do you know him? He's written by.
Yeah. He's very well known to me. He's from Namchi. He's also an entrepreneur.
Uh-huh.
He's into tourism, yeah, business.
She's my friend Namge. Hi. I'm so glad you're watching. She always watches our show. She's the sweetest friend, like one of my bestie, I would say.
Okay. So
Me.
Inas,
Okay.
he's my friend from
Inspired.
yeah. He works in Deshpande Foundation in Hubli. A very hardworking and a very good leader.
Hi. Hi.
Ravi.
Ravi.
Yeah,
Great.
I think he's from Sikkim. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Great. So um you said you started with some countries and you're planning to expand. Like, are you working on it, or is it like it's gonna take some more time, or what is the plan right now?
So any origins is my complete focus right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so right now, what we are trying to do is we are trying to create a marketplace where authentic Northeast products are sold, uh, and
Mm-hmm.
and and we want to help different sellers from the Northeast build capacity, and also
Right.
gradually build a better marketplace for them. At the same time,
Mm-hmm.
we are also working on how we can build a community for Northeast people across the country and across the globe also, so that Northeast people can connect and Northeast people can come together and discuss and also collaborate, and at the same time also like because Northeast is like for example, a lot of people from Northeast travel across the globe for opportunities, right? Right,
Mm-hmm.
so now we want to connect back to everyone. So that is another initiative Any Origins is doing to build that community, to build that space for Northeast people, and we are right now like in a process where we are building our team. We are also building improving our product every day, and we're also trying to like I constantly travel and meet different sellers across the Northeast. So I was in Nagaland before this. I'm planning to visit Meghalaya very soon. So that way like I believe in I believe in learning, and also being more conscious about Northeast, because I'm constantly learning about the region. There's always something new to learn. Me spending my entire life in the Northeast, but I'm still learning a lot about Northeast. So we want to make Any Origins that a platform where people can learn about Northeast, where people can know about Northeast, maybe place, people, product, cuisines, different tribes of Northeast, different languages of Northeast. So we want to be in that space where we want to represent Northeast. We want to show the true Northeast, the authentic Northeast, right? So that is the journey, and that is the pursuit right now. And we are very excited because we have received great response from our mentors, from our potential investors, from our friends, from everyone whom we have interacted about the idea. So and right now we are doing it, and so I'm just happy and glad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, uh, just listening to it as a viewer and as a well-wisher, it feels so good. I mean, like, it's not my thing, but then seeing someone do so well, it feels awesome. And may you go places, Rewaj. And before we wrap up the show, like, what would you like to share with our viewers? Is there any message or anything you would like to add?
Yeah. So I think it's the best time to be like maybe we are going through situations, but it's also teaching us a lot of things, right? How we can navigate through different situations, how and this is a lifetime kind of experience right now that we are going through a pandemic, which might not even come back ever in our life, or even the next generation. So I think it's like we need to be very patient with whatever is happening. We need to start thinking about how we can navigate this new normal, uh, and at the same time, like to entrepreneurs, to people, to people who are thinking of starting something new, this is the best time to get into starting something, because there are many challenges that comes, but at the same time, this is the time where there's more liquidity in the market, where there's more opportunities in the market, where you can go explore, where you can try different things, where you can, and I think to the young people, who are at my age, or this, like, time doesn't come back, right? Like, for example, you can never buy back time. So this is the right time to do pursue your dreams, maybe in music, maybe in art, maybe in entrepreneurship, maybe whatever you want. I think it's the right time to go and just do it. And and to people who are closely associated with me, with my journey in any origins, I really want to thank all of them, and also my family, friends, everyone. And I think it's we as entire Northeast ecosystem, or we as entire Northeast people, we need to support each other, and we need to push each other. Anything that comes in, let's just support our people in every way possible. So for even from my side, I'm always there to extend my support and my help to entrepreneurs, or anyone where I can be a part of. So it's always, I think this is the time where we support, where we navigate together, where we guide our juniors, and where we take mentorship from our seniors. So this is the best time we can be, and just go ahead and just do it. So this will be my message to everyone who's watching today.
Yeah, I would like to totally agree with the Rewaj, and like add on to it that, like, if you really want to become an entrepreneur, you'll have to take risk. Like, risk
Yeah.
initiative is one of the foremost thing that you need to do. And yeah, and like he said, let's support each other, vocal for local, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
need to stand up for each other, and instead of like just imitating the West all the time without like understanding it, makes no sense. Why not support your own people? Like, you would spend like thousands on like a product that has no meaning, but then you would hesitate to pay like 300 rupees for something that's so authentic, a lot of hard work put in and all. Like, so I don't get it. Like, I think being a human being, I means like using your head, like using a bit of logic. So um and yeah, Rivas, I was just thinking, like, since we are both Rockelites, and this is like such a wonderful coincidence, should we dedicate this to our headmaster Pradhan sir as a Happy Teachers Day video?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hannah,
So
Hannah, he's gonna be so happy. And
yeah.
was Mr. Sampson there too
Yeah.
when you were there? He was there?
I, it
Okay.
was
You
there.
know he's in Dehradun right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So this is for you, Headmaster, Mr. Prakash. I hope you're watching this, and I hope you will let us know how you feel after the watching this. Happy Teachers Day, and we love you a hell lot. Rivash, would you like to add anything?
I think he's an amazing principal, and Rockville is an amazing school to be, because like it actually brings, like, you meet a lot of people. It actually, so it spreads the horizon, right? Like, you are not just
Exactly.
meeting people from just one state or one country, right? So there were people from, like I think more than 10 countries, and students from across the country. So that really helped us to see a lot of things, and really, I think he's a great principal. So thank you so much. And now, like, there's two Rockvilleite together, sharing the same
Yeah,
school,
hustling around.
multiple media houses in the region. So
Right. Yes, exactly. I mean, for our viewers, our headmaster is not like the conventional headmaster. He's the coolest of them all. And Mr. Sampson, I miss you a lot. And happy Teachers Day. And all the teachers of Rockvale, we miss you. And that's it. That's it. And thank you so much, Rivas. We're so honored to have you on our show. And it's been one of the best conversations I've had.
oh
Thank you so much.
yeah.
Stay. Yeah.
I will actually go back to others' video whether you use this quote about the best conversation with
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah. Yeah, you can check. You can check. There's one I said like I really admired her, but then yeah, I don't think I can safely say that I think I've used it for you. And I also said not the best. I said one of the best. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Stay in touch, Rewaj.
Thank
Stay
you.
in touch, and
Thank you so
thank you, viewers. Thank you so much for your time, and uh, good night.
thanks to you, and thanks to Northeast today for this wonderful platform. Thoroughly enjoyed. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Rewaj Chettri is the founder and CEO of Northeast Taxi, established in the year 2013. He earned his degree at Northeastern Regional Institute of Science and Technology, Papumpare, Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. He is from the beautiful state of Sikkim and currently is residing in Gangtok, which is the capital city of the state. He is experienced with a demonstrated history of working in leisure, travel and tourism industry. He is skilled at event planning, leisure travel, customer service, marketing, strategy and hospitality industry. He is a strong business development professional with a Bachelor of Science BSc focused in forestry from Northeastern Regional Institute of Science and Technology, Papumpare, Itanagar. His Any Taxi has provided beyond the regular travel routes. Those who have already visited might acknowledge having had a little trouble commuting, since most parts in the region are enveloped by hilly terrains, making it kind of difficult for infrastructural facilities like rail or airways. Well, not without leveling away the huge magnanimous stretch of the hills, Mr. Rewaj Chettri has understood this and made it easy to commute around the state and to other seven sisters with absolute ease and comfort. He runs a travel agency based in Gangtok that provides rental car service known as Northeast Taxi, helping people to go anywhere in the whole of the Northeast, with an inspiration to provide the best transport services in the entire Northeast region. The idea came to his mind during his college days in Northeast Regional Institute of Science and Technology, known as NERIST, where he was doing his BSc in forestry. According to him, the problem was that there were taxi services in the Northeast, but nothing was very well organized. He wanted to start something that does not just provide easy commuting, but also in a systematic manner, and more important, with rides that could be tracked. His name has been listed in the Forbes magazine recently. A serial entrepreneur, Rewaj Chettri, studied forestry in college, has launched over 38 enterprises. Northeast Taxi is currently operational in 4 countries: India, Nepal, Bhutan and Sri Lanka. During the pandemic, he started Northeast Origins, which is an e-commerce for Northeast India products. Currently, his startup Northeast Origins is enabling hundreds of micro businesses in Northeast India to sell their products online. He has presented TEDx Nerist on his journey, which is a program of local, self-organized events that bring people together to share a TEDx-like experience. At a TEDx event, TED Talk videos and live speakers combine to spark deep discussion and connection in a small group. And it is because of him, the state of Sikkim has shown the way to deal with such constraints by creating a startup atmosphere despite problems owing to locational remoteness, lack of proper infrastructure and communication bottlenecks. Northeast Today wishes Rewaj the very best in life, and may you journey into new ventures where angels fear to tread, for glory comes to those who dare to put their dreams into action. And who else can validate this better than Rewaj, who is living his dreams?